This is a video to help you prepare for the Flowers for Algernon Unit 3 ISN test. On page 56 is our Unit 3 title page. On the next page, 57, there should be your table of contents. On page 58 should be the words to know from Flowers for Algernon. On 59 should be the spelling practice we did, describing Charlie's words and correcting the spelling. On page 60 was the ink blot test where I showed you a series of ink blots and you described what you saw. On page 61, there was a quick write about if you'd rather be the most popular person in school or the smartest and explain why. There should be one paragraph on this page. On page 62 should be the actual response questions for Flowers for Algernon. So the packet itself will get taped on page 62, and then all of your response questions will go from page 63 to page 66. So as I flip through, mine are blank, but you should have your response questions on page 63, 64, 65, and 66 if you still needed the space. And again, these are for your progress report questions where you responded in complete sentences and included the page number. I also made available for you page 67 as well for Flowers for Algernon responses. You may or may not have used this page, so it may be blank in your ISN. On page 68 was the literary skill analysis builder. We also took notes on part of page 67 for characterization, and those notes continued on page 69, the characterization of Charlie and how we characterize characters. Page 70 was the words to know skill builder where we practiced the words to know for Flowers for Algernon in a puzzle form. On page 71 was the quick write where I asked you to define what intelligence is, and then you also recorded your test results from the multiple intelligence test I had you take online. On page 72, and this should be completely filled in, mine is blank but yours should be filled in all the way, it was where you looked at the major different intelligence and described a typical day with someone who had those types of intelligences. I also had for you on page 73 a list of the characteristics and jobs that people hold these types of intelligences and things that they're good at. And on page 74, they describe the different major multiple intelligences. On page 75 is marking the text, our AVID strategy for reading nonfiction. This is again on page 75, and we practiced this with an article that connected with Flowers for Algernon, and we marked the text on page 76. And on page 76, we underlined the claim, circled key terms, and we dotted the evidence, practicing those marking the text strategies and connecting it to Flowers for Algernon. On page 77 is your outline for the Flowers for Algernon essay, and on page 78, yours may or may not be pink, some are different colors. This is your essay prompt for the Flowers for Algernon essay. Here we did the do what strategy, determining what the essay prompt was asking us to write about. On page 79 is a warm-up. This warm-up, yours will be handwritten. Mine's typed as I printed out the PowerPoint slide, but yours will be a handwritten response to these three questions. And on page 80 are your Charlie movie notes from the movie version of Flowers for Algernon. Again, that is on page 80. That includes this unit for Flowers for Algernon and what you need to have in your ISN.